Welcome to another video. If you are new to this channel, thank you for joining. We recognize that our community has been growing, and we're very grateful that persons are finding the information that we present useful. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, now is a good time for you to just go ahead and do so. Also, be sure to like, comment, and share this video with your friends and family members.
And remember to click the notification bell. That way you get notified whenever we post a video. So we have been sharing a series on building in Jamaica, specifically building on a budget in Jamaica. And a number of questions have come to us, but the main question that we are getting is, how much does it cost? So today we have prepared a presentation for you explaining how construction cost works and the effects of the pandemic on construction costs in Jamaica. So stay tuned and enjoy this presentation.
Okay, so time in terms of date has a major impact on construction costs. Even though 2017 was less than 5 years ago, if you apply some of the 2017 costs to construction now, you are going to be misled, because what someone paid in 2017 is not what you'll be required to pay now. Currently, we are in a pandemic, so we're going to realize that the economy has been affected, and the effect has been seen in the area of construction material costs. So what we've done, we have established the cost for materials in 2019, and we're comparing those to 2021 to see the percentage increase. Then we are going to be applying those new costs to a new design and show you what the actual construction cost is in 2021. For the purpose of consistency, we were sure to use the same hardware for both years. So the prices came from the same hardware in 2019, and it's the same hardware that was consulted in 2021. Alright, so let's look at the items. And these are some of the major building items. So block. In 2019, the cost for a single block was $95. Now it's $112, which means that there is an 18% increase. Steel. Cost for steel in 2019 per ton, that's a unit that they use, $96,000. Now in 2021, if you want a ton of steel, it's $140,000 per ton, which means that there is a 46% increase. Cement bag, and this is Carib cement, $1,180, and now in 2021 it's $1,210, which means that there is a 2.5% increase. Sand, the price has not changed, same $3,300 at the hardware. Stone, price has not changed. Now lumber, let's pay attention to lumber. We're gonna spend some time looking at lumber. Form ply per sheet in 2019, $3,300. Now in 2021, $5,450. We see a 65% increase. Still on the lumber, 2x4, 16 feet, $1,900 in 2019. Here in 2021, $3,810, which means that the price has basically doubled. So there's a 101% increase. By 16 feet, $2,800 in 2019, now $5,850. Again, the price has doubled. The same can be said about the 2x8, 16 feet. Price in 2019, $2,795. Now $6,410. So the price has more than doubled, 130% increase. So when we look at this, we realize that between 2019 and 2021, there has been a significant increase in material costs, which means that if we're going to be building in 2021, we are going to pay more than someone who has done their construction in 2019. So we're going to now apply these costs to a design.
we are going to be looking at the cost to construct this house. Firstly, we have assumed that we are building on relatively flat land. Also, we have assumed basic finishes. So in terms of your floor tiles, we are thinking about ceramic floor tiles, ceramic wall tiles, stuff like that. So basic finishes, that's what we have considered in this presentation. We have not considered any boundary walls or gates or anything like that. So we'll be looking at just the construction costs, right? This is the floor plan about the ground floor and the first floor, and it's about 3,530 square feet. So as Shelly would have done previously, you notice that the cost of materials since 2019 has increased. So what we are doing today, we want to compare the cost to construct this house in 2019 versus what it would cost to construct it now in 2021. So I'll be breaking down the different elements of the house and showing you what's the cost to complete each of these elements. So first, we want to start with the substructure. If you notice, in 2019, the substructure would have cost approximately 3.2 million, and now in 2021, the substructure is working out to approximately 3.95 million, which is a 23% increase over 2019. When we talk about the substructure, what we are talking about is the foundations, the walls coming up to ground level, and in this cost we have included the floor slab. So that marl hardcore underneath the slab, as well as your fabric mesh and the floor slab, all of that is included in this cost. Now we move on to the walling and masonry. So this is where you do all of your block walling. This is where you're doing all of your beltings, and as well as your stiffener columns and so on. If you notice, the cost for this in 2019 was approximately 5.6 million. Now in 2021, it would cost approximately 6.43 million, which is a 15% increase over 2019. Suspended floor and roof slabs. So that slab that you would cast between the ground floor and the first floor, we call that the suspended slab. And then there is another slab that is on top of the roof, that is on the same level with the roof. We call that the roof slab. So in 2019, we were looking at about 2.1 million to do both of those slabs. In 2021, we are looking at about 2.3 million, which is a 10% increase. The roof. Now this is one of the big areas where we have a huge percentage number increase. And as you would have seen with Shelley's presentation, that lumber prices are almost double since the pandemic. So the lumber prices is what contributed to this increase in 2021. So the roof, they're looking at about 3.9 in 2019. Is now working out to be about 5.27, which is a 35% increase. Concrete and metal staircase. So this house design actually have two staircases. You see over here, there's a spiral metal staircase on the side that leads up to a patio of the master bedroom. And there's also a concrete stairs on the inside. In 2019, both of these were working out to be about 855,000. Now in 2021, we're looking at about 1.35 million, which is a 58% increase. I should point out that the major contributor to this increase is really that metal stairs, because of how steel prices have increased since the pandemic. Your balcony rails. So in these areas, you'd have a railing, and we are assuming that this is a metal railing. Now again, because of the increase in steel prices, this has increased by about 25%. But in some instances, people may tend to go with using the concrete balusters, which would probably work out cheaper, but I prefer the metal railings. So in 2019, this was working out to about 240,000. Now it's working out to about 300,000. Windows and doors. So in 2019, the windows and doors were working out to about 3.5 million. Now, since the pandemic, the recent prices have increased, and it's now working out to about 4.19 million, which is a 20% increase. So kitchen cabinets, vanities, and countertops. So we are seeing here a 9% increase over 2019. So 2019 was 1.28. In 2021, it's working out to about 1.4. And your finishes. So we're looking at wall finishes, floor finishes, and ceiling finishes. So in 2019, this was working out to about 5.6 million. Now in 2021, we are looking at about 6.995 million, which is a 25% increase. Fixtures and plumbing. So when I say fixtures, I'm referring to your toilets, your face basins, and so on. And if you notice, with this house, we have a soaking tub in the master bathroom as well. So in 2019, these were working out to about 1.055 million. Now in 2021, it's working out to about 1.175 million, which is a 11% increase. Painting in 2019 was working out to 1.75 million. Now in 2021, we're looking at about 2,057,000, about 18% increase. The electrical installations in 2019 was working out to be 1.58 million. Now in 2021, we're looking at 1.663 million. Now external work. So what is included in external works? Now this section is where we include all our pipe works. That's for the exterior of the building. So the pipe work that connects the manholes, we are including the manholes in this section. We are including the septic tank, the reed bed, the soakaway pit, and like I said earlier, we did not include for any boundary walls or any fencing. So back in 2019, all of these were working out at about 1.945 million. In 2021, we are getting about 2.03 million. Now, preliminaries. You may ask, what are preliminaries? In this case, I've allowed like about 10% to capture preliminary items. Now let me explain what are preliminary items. So for example, you're building in a remote area or in a community. You may need to fence the site. We in construction call it ording. So your ording will be one of your preliminary items. Now, if you are building a location that you do not live, you may need to build a storage shed and put a door on it, a door that can lock. So this also would be one of your preliminary items. Now, we talk about the construction of the building, but there are other costs that contributes to the construction of the building. For example, the cost to purchase wheelbarrows, the cost to purchase shovels, the cost to purchase like gloves for the workman. These also falls under your preliminaries. As for rental of small tools, so you're doing the flooring and you need to rent a plate compactor, that falls under your prelims. You need to cut the walls, the rental of the ilti, as we call it, falls under your preliminaries. So these are the things that make up the preliminaries. So with all of that, you will see a total. Now in 2019, to build this house was working out at about 35.8 million. Now in 2021, we are looking at about 43 million to build this house, which is an overall 20% increase. Now you may be asking, how would this info work for me? Now, that house was working out to about 3,530 square feet. The total cost divided by the floor area, so it would be 43 million divided by the 3,530 square feet, is now working out to about $12,187 per square feet. Now, this square foot cost is what you would use to guide you when you are designing your house. So this information you may say to your draftsman or your architect that I can only afford X amount of money based on this square footage cost, and you can design within that square footage. Now, in our previous videos, we spoke about a contractor arrangement versus a builder arrangement. So these costs that we're giving you here is if you were to hire a contractor to do your project. Now, we explained that this cost is usually more because the contractor charges a markup on materials and labor. Now, if we were to go with a builder under a builder arrangement, usually it's about 10 to 20% less, right? That's because you would be the one purchasing all the materials and ensure that it's delivered to site. So you eliminate that markup that the contractor would charge you on materials. Now, you'll be paying direct labor, but if you have a builder, you still would need to pay him a supervision fee. So if we look at that arrangement, which is approximately 15% less, this house in 2021 should cost you about $36.5 million.
Although a square footage cost can be very useful, we have to use it cautiously, because what it does is provide us with a ballpark price. It gives us a rough estimate. It does not tell us a specific cost. If you want to know your specific cost, then you would have to engage the services of a quantity surveyor. That person would actually look at your drawing, look at your location, and calculate your specific price. And there are some other factors that may affect overall cost, which is why it's not wise to just run with a rough estimate. One, your design type of construction that you're using, whether it be timber, you're doing a container house, you're using block and steel. Depending on the type of construction, you're going to find that there would be differences in your overall cost. The terrain, if the land is flat, you may be ready to build. If it's sloping, then you may have to put in a retaining wall. If it's rocky, then you may have to spend some money doing some more excavation to get it prepared for building. So terrain does affect your overall cost. Also, your location. How far away are you from the nearest hardware? If you're far away, this may mean that you have to spend some more money in delivery. What about the terrain to get to the land? Is it something that a truck can easily access? If the truck can't get on the property, then this may mean that you need manual labor to physically get the materials on site. Again, this is another cost. And the labor support. Many times we hear people quoting some ridiculous costs that they incur when doing construction, and sometimes they're not lying. Sometimes the cost for them is really cheap because they use a lot of volunteers. They may have persons from their church, their community, family members who all come up and they cook a big pot and get things done. The cost that they have to pay would be different for somebody else who is using only paid labor. So volunteers versus paid labor, that is another area that may affect your overall construction cost. And then the last consideration that I am going to be looking at is access to the different services. Electricity, water. If there is no water, it means that you may have to consider harvesting water, and you'll have to put in the infrastructure to do so. If there is no electricity, you may need a generator, and you will have to actually bear that cost at the beginning. Also, by the time you're ready to move in, if you really want these services from the service providers in the country, then you're going to have to engage them on some different terms for them to actually work out something specific for you, because they do that. If you're far away, you can get electricity, however, at an additional cost.
We hope you found this presentation useful. Remember to
like, share, leave a comment, leave another comment, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, keep the dream alive. Bye.